community manager behind the Saints Row reboot, the DeadlySteph, is back with her stupidity. I know, who would have guessed that it would be back posting more bullcrap? But hey, here we are. A couple of days ago, they went ahead and they made a tweet trying to justify their actions of attacking fans of the series and claiming that they're the victim in all of it, saying that the only reason they got as much hate as they did was because they're a woman. Yeah, they are using the good old sexism excuse. But before we get into that, let me read to you guys from this tweet here so you know some context behind the one we're going to be reading from in just a few moments. Back in August when this game first launched, there was a lot of criticism around. There was a lot of demands for this game to change to be like the old Saints Row games. And the DeadlySteph went ahead and made this post here in response to some of these criticisms that they were receiving. She replied back to a user called AlecFisher01 that said this here. So you think we should give in to T behavior? Also, these people are out of touch with what Saints Row is actually about. Times have changed and Saints with them. I won't reinforce this behavior. These are not people we want as fans or in the community. Now let me remind you guys that she is a community manager for Volition, for Saints Row, and I believe for Dead Island too. Her job is to interact with fans, to get them hyped up, to take their feedback, take their criticism, and pass it along. And this is how she was responding to some of these criticisms she has been receiving. Now, this is only the tip of the iceberg, but we're going to be looking at, the reason why we're looking at this tweet here, is simply because of what we're going to be looking at next. And it's this here. On April 16th, so a week or so ago, she went ahead and she made this post here and replied to her post that says, "What's your biggest Twitter controversy?" And this is what the DeadlySteph said. "Said I wouldn't stand for vocal Saints Row fans acting like the big T word, i.e. despicable harassment, and saying it will just stop if I just give them what they want. And insane Saints Row fans took it deliberately out of context to make nasty videos about me, saying I called all fans the big T word. FML. Very first thing we were going to get to here. The big T word and harassers, very, very different things completely. They're not all, nothing related. Second thing, we knew exactly what you were talking about because you went ahead and have attacked fans in the past time and time again. Saying this now isn't going to change the fact that we all knew what you meant, especially in the context that you actually went ahead and said it in. The third thing, when you're talking about this, you're talking about the nasty videos. There are no nasty videos made about you. The nasty videos that were made about you was just as nasty as you were being. Videos that I myself have made and other YouTubers, and everything we had put out there, at least the videos that I have seen, showed the context behind your tweets. You just do not like the fact that people were calling you out for the asshole behavior that you were displaying. But it gets even better down here, and there's a big kicker kind of at the end of this here. We were in the era of everything I said was somehow related to Saints Row and torn apart and misrepresented in YouTube videos. Couldn't do anything right. No one was touching grass. No, at least the YouTube videos I watched, okay? So maybe there are some out there, but the YouTube videos I've watched, the YouTubers that I know that covered this, was the Yeller Flash, Dark Vera, Papa Maker RPG, I believe his name is. Those are really the only ones that I know that did videos covering the situation, and everything that they included in their videos and the stuff that I have included in my videos went ahead and was directly related to Saints Row, was stuff that you have said about Saints Row or the Saints Row fans. So once again, this is a complete and utter horseshit. The only person who doesn't need to touch grass is the DeadlySteph. Because obviously she thinks that the Saints Row reboot is the greatest thing on earth, that the Saints Row reboot is actually what the Saints is about. And we all know that that's just a blatant lie. But the big kicker is right here. Wouldn't have happened if I was a dude. Just saying. Here it is. Here it is, folks. I always tell you things like these people here always use one of these excuses. They always either say it's sexism, racism, or homophobia, why their product failed, why they are getting the hate, whatever. We've seen this lately with Lily Gao, the actress behind the current Ada Wrong in Resident Evil 4 Remake. She said that all the heat she was getting was because of sexism and racism, all this stuff. And here we are, the DeadlySteph is saying this. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to disprove this in one little meme. We're going to hop back over here to my old YouTube video I did. The Saints Row reboot developers are delusional. I posted it 6 months ago. And the very first thing I was talking about in this video was one of the people who worked on this game named Alex Rowland went ahead and made this meme here and posted it over on Twitter. This was before the DeadlySteph situation even happened, before it even took off. This is posted when the game was released. And this is what it says. You know that writing is bad, right? Gameplay is so boring or repetitive. Crit having fun. Alex Rowland got a lot of hate for this image. A lot of YouTubers went after him for it, including myself, because this is no way to treat criticisms of a game. Now, if you ask me, and it is 2023 after all, so I might be wrong about this, but Alex Rowland looks like a person to me who was born as a man and not a woman. So why did he get all of that hate? Because after all, it's only women that get all this sort of hate, right? Because of sexism, because of racism, because of homophobia, because of all this stuff. That is the only reason people could hate on a product or on a person. And apparently, according to the DeadlySteph, this is exactly what she thinks. So is Alex Rowland secretly a woman? Hey, maybe that is why he got all of that hate. But DeadlySteph, this just proves how delusional she is. The fact of it is that people were not mad at her, were not pissed off at her because she was a woman, but it was because of how she treated the fan base. Time and time again, she has insulted the fans, she has lied, and she has just spewed out pure bullshit. Excuse me. Like over here, we have this little post from RPG Maker he posted back in September 21st in response to a VGC article. And in his post, he went ahead and he took some screenshots of the likes to dislike ratios of the Saints Row trailers over on YouTube. And the DeadlySteph went ahead and had an urge to reply on this, saying, I don't know where you got your like/dislikes numbers from, but they aren't accurate. Now, something was said in this unseen tweet here, and if I remember correctly, it was pretty much saying, well, these numbers are true on YouTube. DeadlySteph went ahead and replied with, it's not, because I checked the YouTube analytics. And then another unseen tweet here, which was probably saying, well, how do you know it's not true? She replied back with, I absolutely have access to the YouTube account. And in response to this, people started asking, well, post the analytics. Show us the proof that these numbers are a lie. And of course, DeadlySteph went ahead and did none of that and went quiet. And then to show how out of touch she is with the Saints Row universe, with the Saints Row reboot, with the Saints Row fans, she went ahead and she made this big long thread back in September 15th about why Kevin is so good, about his backstory, about how the boss likes him as a friend, all this bullshit about how he's a pansexual, the woke bullcrap you expect from people like this. And at the end of this thread here, she went ahead and she ended with, in conclusion, Kev isn't Johnny Gat light. He's his own thing, has way more backstory and personality. Sorry, Gat fans, I love him too, but he was good in moderation. You got a whole game of him and you hated him. No. Bad. Stupid. The reason why people didn't like Gat Out of Hell wasn't because of Johnny Gat. People love Johnny Gat. The reason why people didn't like Gat Out of Hell was because it was a stupid fucking game. Like, really? You could have the best character ever inserted in the worst game ever, and that game's still going to suck ass. It is not going to change one bit. That is why people didn't like the game. The game sucked ass, not Johnny Gat. And the only redeeming quality that Saints Row 4 actually had was that they brought Johnny Gat back. But of course, this is nothing new with the DeadlySteph, right? We see her trying to spin this victim type narrative where she did nothing wrong, where it's all the sexists in the world that are coming after, where it's the old Saints Row fans and those nasty old YouTubers who are the villains, which from her delusional takes that she has, it wouldn't surprise me if she actually believes her own bullshit. But there is something I do want to touch on before I end this video here, and it is an update to my last Saints Row video I did covering the roadmap. You might remember in my other video how I was talking about Volition line about the roadmap and how Sunshine Springs was only going to be the small little thing. This district here, the small little thing, is called Sunshine Springs. Well, it turns out that it gets worse than that, because Jay Barnes, one of my subscribers, sent me this image here taken from within the Saints Row Discord server. Someone by the name of Scottish Scrub asked the DeadlySteph this: I know you might not be able to say, but are there any plans for more interiors? See so many people complain about the lack of interiors. And DeadlySteph herself replied back with this here: those aren't easy to add, contrary to what everyone seems to think. LOL. So I can't say, but it's been on my list for a while. All depends if there is time/scope to do it at this point. So you are correct. I cannot say with any certainty. So it seems that this isn't only going to be a small area, but it's going to almost have nothing new in it. It's not going to have no shops. It's not going to have anything you can go inside. No enterable buildings. If there is, there's only going to be very little. Instead, it is just something there for the eyes. A place where new missions can take place, which are just going to be rehashes of old missions. I can almost guarantee you that. But what do you guys think about this entire situation? Do you think that DeadlySteph was right? Do you think she was in the wrong? Do you think that she had the right to attack fans, that she didn't have the right to attack fans? Let me know in the comments below. And if you could hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, it would be greatly appreciated. I hope all you guys have an amazing and wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.